Okay. So, I'll go ahead and get started, and as parents come in, hopefully they can jump in and ask questions. Let me grab something real quick. We talked a little bit about having higher goals, and I left papers, scratch paper on the table so that you guys can write down any questions that you may have, and hopefully if they're not answered in the video, I can go back and answer them. They're all outside, but have a seat, join us. Yes, you are. All right, so we talked about goals and having higher goals. When we started off with Girl Scouts, for those of you that have been with us from the beginning, it's now been like 6 years. So we've been at this since Stacy's. And I don't think we ever really thought about, first of all, having a lot of teenage girls together. That was an experience I did not think about when I said I would do this. But the other thing is, the goal with Girl Scouts is to gain independence, to gain problem-solving skills, to gain, assertiveness skills, to gain business skills, to gain so many different skills that they don't get an opportunity to learn in everyday life. And so, as they get older, they're going to learn to be more independent from you, from us, from each other, and really to count on each other in different ways. So when we thought about this, and it was the Navarro family that's not here yet, so hopefully John will get here soon. She threw it out there as a possibility of something to do in terms of goal reaching, a trip. The reason as to why she threw it out there was because there was a 200 scholarship available per person during the month of March. With that in mind, I completely understand that this is crazy to think about planning this trip in 1 month and having parents on board with it. So I want this to be really an introduction to this idea. If it's something that you're open to, and we'll talk about that. Can you get the door, Heather? Oh, there you go. Thank you. If it's something that you guys decide we absolutely want to do, it's a majority rule, so we need 8 girls at minimum to decide to do this. Families, I should say, because this is really going to be a family effort. It would be something that we would do 2.5 years from now. So wherever your girls are at now, 2.5 years. That means you would have to be committed, obviously, with staying with Girl Scouts. It means that you would have to be committed to their goal of being able to go on this trip. They would have to vote for the trip that they want to take, and then of course we would support them as a true family with making that happen. For our cadets, they're going to be entering high school. Our juniors would be entering junior high. Daisies, we don't have any brownies. Daisies would be entering 3rd grade, I believe, 3rd or 4th grade, because they're going to be entering juniors. 4th grade, thank you. So, with that said, if your daughter is under the age of 11, at that time, you would need to go with them. Okay? That's their requirement with the agency that we're booking through. The agency is called EF Tours. Their focus is on tours for Girl Scouts. So everything's already planned, the itinerary is already in place. They had only one location in the United States, and it was just to Savannah, Georgia. It was 4 days, it was $2,000. It was just as much as going international, but half the time, which to me just did not make sense. If you're gonna fundraise that big, go big or go home. But it's up to the girls, and it's up to you guys as family what you guys are willing to do. So again, keeping in mind this is 2 years from now, the trips that I asked about were Costa Rica, and it was Panama. The reason why is because both of them are STEM-related trips, and they're both service project trips. So for both of them, when we'd be going there, we would be doing a service project that's needed at the time when we go, and we won't know until we get there. If you're going with your child because of the age, then know that you're going to be helping too. If you're going because we need a parent to go to meet ratios for Girl Scouts, know we're helping. And the girls have to decide which trip they want, and we'll present it to them. I think tonight we'll ask you guys to check in with them. We kind of talked a little bit about the idea of what a big trip would look like. We didn't say where, although most of them want to go to Europe for some reason. So France. Yeah, they have.
Yeah, it's your daughter.
Yes. Thank you. She wants to go to France. I was always going with her. So.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Yeah, they're
going to France. So they don't know about these trips. They obviously know that we do a lot of service projects. They obviously know that we're all about giving back. So I think they'd be excited about these. The main difference between the 2 trips is really the price is about the same, and it'll be in there, but it's roughly $3,000 per person per girl. 2.5 years from now. I'll talk a little bit about that, what that includes. Really, it includes just about everything except for tips and luggage and your passports. That's it. That includes airline, that includes your hotel, that includes breakfast, dinner, every single activity that we're doing for 8 days. It includes quite a bit. It's actually a pretty good deal if you've ever been on trips. So keep that in mind. Again, you don't need to decide tonight. You don't need to decide this month. But in order to get that $200 per girl discount, you do have to sign up this month as a troop. That's the only thing. $200, is it a big deal? I mean, it just all depends. I mean, the big scheme of things, it's really not, because it's just one extra fundraiser that we would do. I talked to Brian. No. I talked to, I don't know, it sounded like it was.
No one's running, so I think.
Oh, we're good. I talked to Brittany, and they would more than 100% support us with this. So they would allow us to use the clubhouse for fundraisers. They would allow us to do like breakfast burritos for the 4 yard sales that we have. Now we have 4, that's an option. We have so many different ways of fundraising. The girls need to be creative about it too. That's the one thing when I talk to Girl Scouts Council office, the big thing is they have to plan this out. So they have to think about how much it's gonna cost, how much they're gonna raise, what does participation mean in order for them to use troop funds, all that kind of stuff. Again, especially for the older girls, this will be a bigger deal. For the younger girls like the Daisies who will be becoming juniors by that point, they're gonna help out with everything, but they're not gonna be expected to know the financial part of it. It's a whole different developmental stage and, you know, activity that they're working on, okay? So this is the video that they sent me. Write down your questions if it's not answered by the end, and if I don't have an answer, I'd be more than happy.
And
They can
Adina,
also list it on their scholarship.
say that again.
So girls that go on this project, because it's a service project, they're gonna receive volunteer credit for the hours worked. So it's 8 days of work that they're gonna receive credit for towards high school. And they can also list that on their application. I mean, how awesome would that be? So I'll send something out, maybe around April 1st, so that you guys, not April 1st, so just like April 2nd. April 2nd, I'll send something out.